What is up, loyal lads and ladies? My name is Midnight Wolf, and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers Life Among the Voxels. In this episode, we have some interesting things that we are going to do today. So, I have to give you guys a quick disclaimer. So, it was at my intention to explore the dome in this particular episode, but it became a lot more involved, so much so that I am going to announce that it's going to be like a mini sub-series within this series because of how much involved it's going to be. Like, and when I say sub-series, it's going to be like a little little branch from the Life Among the Voxels story, if you will. Probably 3 to 4 episodes long, and I'm wanting to get those done before I want to get that entire arc complete before I release that to you guys. Because I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Like, I'm very intrigued with what I've uncovered so far in it. I don't want to release that without finishing the entirety of that particular game loop. So we are going to switch gears, and one of the reasons why I am switching gears with this one and not going to do that is because there is a certain criteria that I must fulfill to continue it. So this particular episode is actually going to help us get to that point, because there are some resources that I am going to need to get that are going to be very crucial. This is also going to be an episode that is going to prepare us for later down the road when we start to create production laboratories, when we start to expand our energy production, so that way we can actually have like a wind and solar farm and up on the mountain behind, like not behind me, my character, but behind the camera, that mountain that's back in that direction. I'm gonna have I'm gonna try to build up a solar and wind farm up on that mountain. So in order to do that, I've got to be able to dig quickly. So in the whole point of this episode is to set up a tunneling system, and to do that, we're actually going to create my very first ground-based mining vehicle. That being said, this mining vehicle will be specific to this particular project, or set of projects, if you will, where it's only going to drill in one particular spot. So I'm gonna have to dig pretty quickly in one particular direction. So we're gonna create a small little, almost like a four-wheeler kind of thing, like a pretty small one, but one that will be able to quickly mine through a big tunnel, like a big boring tunnel. And that's going to allow us to be able to hopefully get this thing built much quicker. And so I think without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the very first thing that we are going to have to do, and I've already got some of the prep work complete to be able to build this structure. So, or to build this car, if you will. But I've got to create like a dynamic pedestal that will allow me to build vehicles. So as you can tell, I've dug this area out and to be much deeper. And I've started building another little platform down here. And now this platform is probably temporary, because eventually there will be a car garage underneath here, and there will be an elevator because that's where the garage is, and there will be an elevator down here that's gonna be able to have like a solid area to be able to park all of my ground-based vehicles. So this is going to be somewhat temporary, but it's also a prototype because I have right here as you can see, a rotor there with a small head, and then I put pistons on there so that I could convert it to this smaller block, and it's through these smaller blocks that I'm going to be able to actually build a car out of. So that's kind of the game plan. Is we're going to try to get these all welded up, and I've already got the framework for this complete. I'm going to build this. Hopefully I don't knock this off because these aren't connected. These are two different things, but these are going to be two small connectors. So I should be able to weld these up and then immediately lock them together. So the idea behind this is that like you can actually quickly build a car, and it can actually be ready to detach whenever you're ready to drive off. And so that's kind of the main idea behind this. Is it's got to be designed in such a way where it can be just ready to drive off the lot, if you will. So but we're going to be boring a hole this way when we get this built. I hope I'm explaining myself correctly here. So yeah, so this is kind of what we've got going on right now. And once again, I'm going to try to get these to lock into place, but we've got quite a bit that we're going to need to weld up. The flooring is not as crucial, but everything to do with this little piston system, I probably should go ahead and weld up just in case anything happens. Now, I am fitting a square peg in a round hole, so hopefully the clang doesn't cause any issues. I was able to raise this up through this hole, through this corridor, this round corridor, and I was able to put these on here, and before it actually was able to go up and down without any issues. Now that being said, I don't know what's going to happen if I start adding weight or what, but the idea would be then I could lower this and then disconnect the car once it's finished being built. But I've got to build it and then connect it. And then honestly, like I could even put like some sort of projector on this sort of thing, and then project this little T shape, you know, the small connector with these line armor blocks. I could do something like that where it'll project that into place, and then all I have to do is go up and weld it, and it'll be ready to go. And then at that point, all I would have to do is, just keep welding that piece and then lock it into place, and then I can build off of it. So this is just a prototype. I don't know how much of this is going to actually function, but anyways, that was a long intro. I do apologize. So let's just go ahead and get started with this. So we're going to definitely need to get a lot of materials here. So that's good. Kind of want to weld this up just because it's right next to this. So those are all welded up, and I'll definitely do the floor at a later time because it's not as important, and I'll also try to weld up everything that's down there at some point, but those aren't as crucial. And boom. Cool. So we've got everything properly set up for our car whenever that is ready. Okay. So now I should be able to weld all of these pieces here. So I do that. Nice. So our pedestal is complete. Once again, it is very odd looking. Because it's square in a round hole, but that's okay. I won't judge. So if you see some changes to the base, don't mind those. I will showcase all of the changes that you will see um, in a future episode. But for now, just ignore. Now that I've got everything here welded, let's try to get this. And I should be able to just grab from there now. Yeah. I do want to finish the button. So let me place a button system down. Probably like this. Oop, not like that. uh Probably like this. That probably would be good, because like I can actually like monitor what's going on there. Oh, but then this, okay, let's bring this back a bit, because I don't want that to interfere with being able to drive. So let's kind of back this up a bit. Let's put this here. Yeah. So like once we back it up, it should be able to just latch into place. So now I can go ahead and let's deposit everything. Oh, let's get everything put in there. Let's right click to add to the build, middle mouse to grab, and let's build this. Is this the one that I want though? Yeah. These are the programmable ones. Good. And I'll have to build like a little walkway to get over here. But I think this will be great, because then I can actually like control the pistons using this control panel. The pistons and the locking mechanism. So like if I wanted to, probably one of these square pistons. Let's just do this. So this will be that button. So let's do switch lock, right? And if I push that, notice how it changes blue. So now all I have to do is push this button and it'll lock it or unlock it. So that's really cool. I like that. And then I'll probably have one of these buttons will be to raise the pistons. The other one will be to lower it. I'm trying to think of what would be a good thing for the last one. The last button. Maybe speed control, but the only thing is this is a toggle and not really a... I'll have to think about that last button, but definitely want to be able to raise and lower. Would be ideal. But this also gives us a control panel that we can actually access. So I'll definitely have to remember to name all of these. But this is good. I like this. So at least we're making some headway here. In fact, I think let's go ahead and try that. So let's grab this piston. We'll just see if we can do it this way. So I think positive velocity raises it. So this one's gonna be the raise. So let's do 0.1. No, let's do 0.2. And let's confirm that. And then we'll do this, the same piston. But this time we will set the velocity to negative 0.2. That seems like a pretty decent speed. So now, hopefully this doesn't break, and I'm probably, well, no, it shouldn't do anything since those are the same width as the base there. So if I push that, yeah, goes down. Oh, that's gonna be perfect. That's actually really cool. I might want to lower those. Which I can't remember if the other piston is actually raised up. It might be. Yeah, so what I'll probably have to do is I'll probably have to group those and then set a minimum distance to where it lowers down just enough to where the connector is level with the ground. So that way when they detach, or actually no, it probably need to be level with wherever the connector is going to be at in relation, or like in relation to where the wheels are. That would be better. So, I'm liking this though. I think this is kind of cool. This is different. So then if we want to raise it, it's this one. So if that's the raise, this is the lower, and then this one is the switch lock. That is cool. And I like that it's raised up because then I can actually build it. I could build it and whatever height that I need it to, and then I can lower it. And so this is, once again, this is a prototype for that. And before this drives me crazy. All right, there we go. Now I can easily get around it. So yeah, so this is gonna be good, I think. I'm thinking because this is gonna be like a, let's do this. So my vehicles can be 4. We'll do, I think, a rolling cockpit like this. I want it to be kind of like the first vehicle, like the first official vehicle, and I think this would be a good thing to build first. And it looks like it's a 2x2 or 2x3 maybe. Yeah, it's a 2x3. So the connector will have to be offset for this to work properly, which is fine. All right, so let's just build this. And we'll place this here, correct? Oh, I need interior plates. And let's do that real quick. And let's go ahead and probably, while we're thinking about it, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and do this real quick. Build up our buggy. And grab the remainder of that. So now we've got that. Okay. I like it. So this is gonna be a minor. I don't know if I should do like a single drill. Obviously, the more drills you have, the more it's going to do. We've got power source, we've got propulsion, we've got drill. I know we're gonna need a gyro. Let's go get gyro. So let's grab this. How big is this? Okay. And that's another thing too that we're gonna also have to figure out is, or how high up is it gonna need to be so that it keeps a steady pace. Like I'm not 100% certain how big the mining radius is, but ideally it would be set up to where like it would drill at the same, like the bottom of the drill hole would be at the same height as the ground that the car is driving on, so it maintains a steady height. So let's see here. I will need a space for... Okay, so that we'll do that. All right, so let's do one. So let's put this that there. I think that should be fine there because we're gonna do a battery. I don't know if it would be better like that. Yeah, we could probably do something like that. We're gonna need a storage and grab 7. So we can do a bunch of smaller ones, or we could do something like this. It's probably gonna need to be sideways. Ooh, but that's gonna offset it though. Which is fine. It doesn't necessarily have to be symmetrical, but I prefer symmetry if I can achieve it. I can always do a smaller... see, like, I guess we won't be able to achieve symmetry at all with this. Something like this. And then I could do conveyors, so I have access, and we're needing a C, or maybe a T actually. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do something like that, like a T. I will need a 4-way, I think, just an all-way. Something like this. See, this is what's going to kind of screw me up a little bit in terms of symmetry. All right, yeah, well, let's kind of reconfigure this. I think we're gonna probably have to redo this. Let's just put this here. And I guess we could probably just go ahead and put the standard cockpit. And okay. All right, so now we've got a different cockpit here. And I'll keep those there for now, but let's grab a bunch of more of these blocks here. Just kind of get a nice little axle there. Four. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get all these welded up, I think. But at least it'll be nice and sturdy. You know, I'll go ahead and just destroy these. That'll be the front. Okay, so so first things first, we for sure need, well, I could three. We land, and if I put this laying down, see, that's one thing that's a bit unfortunate about the cockpit connections. I guess I could put the battery just slightly back like that, and then I could put the gyroscope here. And probably like AI blocks or something on the sides there, but I don't necessarily need those right this second. We need 9. And we need the C. And do that. And that. And then we'll do something like that. Just need the tube. And that. Okay. I kind of like that. You know, we're able to get the battery in a secure area. We've got the gyro in a secure area. And we're able to bring our storage back here. Maybe something like that. Man, this is going to be a lot bigger than I was expecting. And then I'll need a converter block. So we need it slid into there. Oh no. Oh. See, that's going to be an issue. You know, I don't necessarily... I could put it there. I don't necessarily have to have the 2. I just have to have the 1 connection. And I could do it down the middle. So let's do that. So now... Oh. Oh. Okay. There we go. I was like, why is that not centered? Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I guess we probably should go ahead and weld it up first before we get too much further. All right, cool. So, we've got that, which I am about to waste some space in there if I don't build something. I need to probably find something to build right there. I could put like another storage in there. Or maybe another battery? Honestly, another battery would probably be a good idea. Like a small battery. Actually, let's grab that. Let's do 3. Yeah, like something like that. And just get rid of everything there. Oh, I'm out of steel plates. Let's get that into production. Get a bunch of those going. Alright. Slap that in there. And let's get that welded up. It feels good when you can actually just go up to the thing and middle mouse and just have everything that you need. I know that's not gonna last too long. And let's grab that. Oh, middle mouse. Okay, good. All right, cool. So now we have kind of our internal design here. And I could probably go ahead and slap on a connector. And we'll go ahead and weld this up real quick. All right, cool. This is turning out to be pretty solid, I think. We should have, you know, a little bit of redundancy in terms of getting the, oh gosh, I don't want this to move around. We have probably a little bit of redundancy in the way of having two different paths going and connecting to the cockpit, which a little bit of redundancy is fine. Obviously, we've got our weak point here in the middle, which we could definitely remedy. Now the next thing I think is, see, if we start putting wheels on, I have the right wheels. And if we do something like that, I know that seems kind of basic. Do something like this and that. Oh, that's not what I want. All right, that's the way I would want it. And we want it probably. We probably want a wheel there, and we're probably gonna want another wheel over. Oh no. We need to offset this real quick. We've got a wheel there. Let's do that. And something like that. Yeah, I think that could work. It's a little wider than I was expecting it to be, but that seems to be okay. We'll definitely want to put some more plating in the back, kind of give it more of a support. Okay, let's grab... Yeah, this is gonna be a lot longer than I was expecting. Oh, goodness. This might be... Like, I might need to shrink this down to a smaller thing, or, you know, a smaller storage container. But then again, it's like, I'm gonna want to be able to hold a lot without having to back up and then reconnect. Let's see. Or probably want this one here, maybe. Oh. Just like that. And then 5. So it's on that one. Like that. Okay, I can see it. It's so big. Oh, goodness. It is so massive. All right. Let's kind of weld this up and see what it looks like. Okay. Oh, let's start this up. Okay. You. There we go. Really. Right. You up. You're good, right? You're up. You're up. Wait, you up. You're up. Sure is rocking a lot. There's a good chance this is not going to hold all this weight when it's all said and done. Okay. Right. Place. tubes. Go. That's like to go. And there you go. That's not bad though. It really isn't. Honestly, I could probably put like another battery there and there. All right, so we need 2. So it's gonna have to go something like that. Or here's kind of a thought. All right, let's put that there. And then we'll grab the driller. Something like that. Is that gonna clear that? Oof, it's gonna be close. I think it will though. So that'll give me extra reach, I think. Only thing is, I'm curious is, will this drill far enough down? That is one thing that I'm concerned about, is if I'm drilling, will it be far enough down? I think that could work. I really do hope that it keeps the ground level, though. That's the only thing that concerns me. But if it does, this could be... This could work. I'm tempted to give it a try. And the nice thing is, like, then I can blueprint this, and then it will be... I can then rebuild another version of this on the surface. Yeah, let's just go ahead and weld it up, and I mean, we could probably give it a test run just to see what happens. So let me weld this up real quick, and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna do a simple naming system for now, and then if you guys want to help me with names for these, that would be great. But for now, we'll just do minor car gyroscope, and I might call it minor car prototype, because it's not going to be done until it's actually done and we decorate it and, you know, get armor blocks and stuff on it. But this is going to be, I'm just getting it prepared for a field test, and I'll blueprint it as well. All right, now I need the pistons to be grouped together. These need to be grouped. So if I grab the batteries, let's put that on number 2, and we'll do recharge on and off. We'll do minor car prototype pistons 3. Set velocity, I don't know, 0.3. And then we'll do this one negative. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . not 0.3. Here we go. And we also want... We want to be able to turn the drill on and off, so we'll do that one. Oh. Does that not have logic? Okay, and then we want to also grab the connector. Minor car prototype connector. That'll be 1. And that'll be switch lock. Alright, so now we've got our prototype. Once again, it's just to get it, just to see if it'll work, and then we will pretty it up when we're done with it. Another thing, I'm gonna at some point have to move the connector, and I might want to lower the suspensions down a little bit. All right, I think we're good. I think the only other thing that we could probably do real quick is probably add a couple of lights before we get going, so that way we have some headlights. I really like spotlights. Does horizontal look better or vertical? Let's go with vertical. Okay. Alright, so yeah, let's... These are possibly temporary lights as well. I mean, that doesn't look terrible. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Well, I guess moment of truth. If I lower the pistons and then disconnect it, just like that. If I go like that, what happens? How do you activate the drills? Oh, I probably have to turn the car on first. Okay, so left click, right click. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to lower that. So that is how I can do turning, which I don't really want to do any turning. So let me lock the wheels. Suspensions. I don't want any of them to steer just yet, because I want to stay in a straight line. Alright, so that should be good. Ooh, they're a little strong. This is cool though. We got ourselves a mining vehicle. We still gotta pretty it up, but this is kind of cool. But before we do anything, we need to blueprint this. I don't want to damage anything and then have to redo it. So let me blueprint this real quick. And I'm gonna rename it Minor Car prototype. Once again, the name is not final. If you guys would like to help me with the naming, that would be fantastic. I would really like to have some help in that regards. But yeah, we have ourselves a miner car, which we'll have to get a projector on it as well now that I think about it. But for now, like, this is looking pretty good. And then we'll also have to lower the piston as much as we can to get it back into place. I might have to, like, I could remove that one and then remove the height. That's probably what I'll end up doing. I'll probably just lower the pedestal down and that'll be good. So, all right. So our first car from scratch. Now, it is just a prototype version right now. We will definitely clean it up and make it look prettier, but like, as far as function goes, I think we're good. And I'm probably going to need to remove that connector, honestly. Or I can probably... What I can probably do is move it closer to the center and also, like, inside of it. So I could probably remove, like, say, this block here and then put it on the inside and then just line it up. I think that could work. Honestly, let's probably do that right now while I think about it. So let me get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. And let's grab our connector. Probably have to be the inset connector. We'll do that. And then weld that up real quick. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to blueprint this again already, but... And I forgot to call it Mark 1. I'll fix that later. That's not a big deal. And then, yeah, let's just place that there. All right, cool. I think that's gonna do it. And now that that's raised up, I don't necessarily have to... I don't have to lower that now. Yeah, that'll... I think that's gonna work. So let's actually try her out. So if I do that, that raises them, or, you know, throws them out. Oh, this is cool. And we're already filling up on resources here. Holy cow. And it looks like it's going upwards a little bit. Okay. Did we... Uh-oh. What am I stuck on? There we go. That is cool. And then if I just click that, and I can retract it. That is so cool. Oh, man. That's satisfying. That is really, really cool. I could put hinges on them. That definitely could be an option. Oh, oh, and I can actually attach still. I'm a little offset. And now I can actually dump. Oh, this is great. This is cool. Oh gosh. To connect it had to kind of suck it down a little bit. We'll definitely have to fix that, but no, this is cool though. Okay, so after much um, after much work here, I think I finally landed on a design for my cave mining vehicle. I was going to have you guys help me with the name, but then it just kind of hit me and I really, really like it. So I'm okay, let's just reveal it. All right. I would like to introduce to you meet the cave brawler. All right, so as you can see, we gave it some punching bags. I put a little blue spot here, and then I made the connector blue, so that way it made it easier to line up. That being said, though, like I might have to move this blue over, or move where the connector is on the bottom, because I noticed the center of gravity is actually shifted to the back, because I've got a lot going on in the back. But I have a mod that allows me to do these tank treads, which is really cool. I also gave it a little bit of interesting form. I think I used some of these like truss blocks that we have available, and I kind of mixed in a little bit of curvature with it to kind of break up some of the straight lines a little bit. I think it turned out really nicely. I'm still not like 100% sold on this back bumper area just yet, but I think it overall, like, it's a nice form, I think. And here's kind of what the top looks like. I left this open, and I could probably put a hatch on there at some point, but I left this open in case I ever wanted to put like a turret or something on it. Because like what I could eventually do is add like another drill on top as like a third drilling arm, and I could probably attach it to this point here, and then at that point I would be able to put like something back here for defense, but the upper drill will kind of take care of drilling out stuff, so that way the missile system or the whatever kind of system we want to add to this for defense, it would be safe, essentially. So I really like the way this turned out, though. I think it looks unique. It's not your typical design for a vehicle, and it's really cool. So let's actually take a look at its functionalities here. As you can see, I do have like a hinge here, and then inside of these plates that I installed here are pistons, so it actually booms out, and the name kind of fits it really well. So let's switch over to the hot bar here, and so let's say I want to extend it out. All I have to do is push 4, and it extends out quite a bit. Ooh, I didn't realize that those plates were attached. Okay, as long as they're attached on both sides. That's cool. Okay. That would have definitely have bothered me. Are they at least the same plates? Yeah, okay. That would have bothered me a little bit if like the two different plates moved. I would be like, well, let's fix that real quick. But yeah, like as you can see, like it looks like those are like big like punching gloves, like in boxing. So it's like that's why I went with like the red color there, but and I gave it the name Cave Brawler because it looks like it's ready for a fight. So I really like it. I think it's pretty cool looking. I think it turned out really nicely. So let's actually activate our hinges, because one of the reasons why I wanted to do the hinges is because if you notice the wheels, how much they overlap where the arms are, and that kind of is affecting the ground a bit, where there's like little juts on the sides if you notice there, and the car typically or has been like getting hung up on those like little juts into the sides. So I added the ability to kind of extend them outwards, and I might have to adjust the speed a little bit because it is a little violent how fast they like flip out. But this in theory should help me kind of maintain a solid amount of drilling um, on either side of this vehicle. And then all I have to do to put it back is oh, wrong button. Let's do that. And then I also have rear jacks, which do I have those set up properly? Yeah. So this allows me to kind of angle the car downward a little bit if I ever have to kind of correct the trajectory of the drilling a little bit. It's not a perfect design, I'm gonna be honest. Like it kind of makes the ground a little bit uneven, which kind of affects the car's ability to drive. So there are definitely some improvements that we could already make to it at some point. But I think as like my very first like built from the ground up car, I am very, very happy with the way this thing turned out. I think it looks really, really cool. And I think it is very fitting for what it's supposed to be used for. So, I mean, let's just kind of go give it a quick little test run. Oh, I don't need that. Let's do this. Are you gonna retract? Oh, there we go. I gotta push the right buttons. So, let's, for safety purposes, let's do that. Oh, and I do have a couple of other functionalities on my other toolbar too. So I have the ability to control my headlights, my rear lights. I can control the construction light on top. Gave it a nice yellowy construction color. And then I have a backup cam as well. So that's very helpful for lining up the dock. There I have a projector, which I'm about to blueprint this. I haven't blueprinted it, and in fact, before we test this out, I need to probably blueprint it before we like start damaging a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I don't have like greatest like amount of space to get a really good picture here. I think this will be good. So if we control B, did that even do it? Maybe control B? Okay. I might... Okay, here we go. Cave Brawler Mark 1. Okay, it did it. Awesome. So let me delete this first one. Okay. So we got our prototype, and then we've got our actual Cave Brawler. So now I can actually set up the projector. Oh, I got a couple of blocks that are unwelded. So I'm gonna have to do something with the projector anyways to get this fixed. There we go. However, it did kind of look cool. Unwelded. right, cool. Well, I mean, I think it turned out well, but let's give it a test run. Let's see how well we do. Let's go ahead and extend out and push 1 to activate. So, a couple of the main things that I'm trying to achieve with this, and honestly, let's extend it outward a little bit like that, so I can get that side there. Let's just do a right click just to kind of clear out some of this. All right, cool. And I think I went a little too far with that. So let's do this. All right, that should be good. And let's just go to town with it. See what we can do. Let's bring it in. Kind of mine the bits in the middle there. But see, we're killing a couple of birds with one stone. One, I really need a lot of gravel, so this is helping me gather a bunch of gravel. Another thing, I'm also needing to drill this big tunnel because I need to be able to eventually dig down from above the mountain, so that way I can actually build a wind farm, wind and even solar farm up on the top of the mountain. So this is going to help me tremendously achieve that. Let's do 6. Kind of do a little bit of a wider drill. Looks like I might bottom out a little bit, so that's kind of where, let's do 7. And this is, oh, I did that a little too free. Go, so I can kind of mine that a little bit up. I think that'll be good. And then go back down. And go back in there. See, it's not too bad. It's not a terrible design. You know, sure, there could definitely be improvements. I probably could put more hinges on the drills themselves and then just, you know, hinge those instead of moving the entire car, but you know, I think it works. 6. Mine a little wider. And go from there. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be great. It's going to be a quick way to obtain a lot of resources. I think, oh, something is smoking. What did I hit? Oh, I hit my light. I'll have to fix that. What else did I hit? Anything else? Looks like the light is the only thing that's messed up. Okay, no worries. All right, let's 7 to reset, 5 to do that, and yeah, we're good. So now we can back up. Is my rear cam or rear light on? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, it's just not very bright. Maybe I should put spotlights in the back too. Alright, let's kind of back it up. Kind of line this up. And I think we're good. Let's lock it in place. And now we are golden. Ah, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That turned out really nicely. I gotta fix this, of course. In fact, let's add that to the build planner. I've also got to figure out what's wrong with the repair projector at some point. But this is good. So literally all I have to do is just kind of drive it down here, mine a little bit, and then reverse it. It's literally all this is going to entail, and I should be able to mine out quite a bit of this relatively quickly. So I really do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you liked what you saw, definitely please leave a like. Helps the channel tremendously. It helps these videos get out to more people. And if you do actually genuinely like this series, feel free to hit that subscribe button because it is totally free. And it lets you know of when these videos go live. And so if you want to be notified of when those go live, just hit that subscribe button. And also there is that notification bell if you do genuinely want to utilize that tool. And it definitely will help you out. It helps me out. And at the end of the day, we'll have a good time. So you guys take care, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.